All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there's other mediums to enjoy, and I need to find another word for that. Enjoy this content. Um, the this is going to be episode 28. Yes, 2 in 1 day. Can you believe it? So it's still Wednesday, February 26th. But I said I was going to come back because I have a feeling tomorrow is going to be a heavy news day also. So, let me just do the little spiel. Spotify.com. I'm my FX buddies there, and they have video and audio. Rumble, YouTube. Well, you know what? YouTube, I'm not my FX buddies, but you're watching YouTube. Anyway, and I have new subscribers. 2,000, over 2,000. I just can't believe it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's something when your kids, your grown boys, say I'm proud of you, right? Oh, yeah. Okay, anyway, so I'm like, Mother's Day's coming. But I always ask for little things, they're trying to make their way in life. You don't want to break their bank. Anyway, okay, so I tried to do RSS.com. It is up. I can see it there, but I can't post new postings, and they don't have, they're strictly chat text or whatever, probably chat bots. So I'm working on that. Okay, what else? Amazon podcast, Apple podcast, wherever. My FX buddies. All right, and then the blog, which is the best way because I put the video on the blog, and then you can follow along. Usually you can follow along with me, and it helps some people put everything together. All right, so if where you are enjoying this content, there's a more open intro info description button. Click that or whatever, and then another box will open, and there's a link to my fxbuddies.blogspot.com because that's too much to type. So it's easier if I just provide the link, right? Okay, so that's it. All right. So for those who you don't know, the best news today, this morning, I did a blog post, and it was short. Let me see. Oh, it's not gonna. Yeah, 5 minutes and 54 seconds. So it's the one right before this one. It doesn't have a number because it's a special edition. I call it a special edition. But only Iraq announced the CBI is internationally integrated with systems around the globe. And they even specifically said they can use their cards out of the country, and in country they can take foreign cards locally. So very, very specific. Okay, but what you guys don't know, those of you who did watch the one this morning, they did more. So they tweeted. So this is information. I put post-production update. They even tweeted about it. So this is information they really want the people, the citizens, to see, right? And so here is, they posted it on the CBI website, and you can see there's more information. But the only thing, they get more into that they want to go digital, right? Which we know. They even talk about they're going to have a cryptocurrency. They want to go, straight digital, no cash. And what was the other thing? They want to involve artificial intelligence more in the economic, what is that? Financial inclusion? There was one more thing in here. Digital currency. Oh, yeah, see. Digital currency to gradually replace the paper process, as is happening in some central banks in the world. So if there's any Iraqis listening, fight, fight, fight the digital. They even say digital ID, that they're going to give them digital IDs, and that's not good. It's the issue, digital financial identities. For those of you who know about the mark, some people, I don't think that's it, but it's definitely a tracking system that we don't want. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Okay. Now look, I really wanted you guys to see this picture. So here they are, the gentlemen. And for those who aren't looking, if you're just listening, it's Aliyah Locke and then some other people who I guess attended that conference, the ninth annual digital blah 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 conference. And they have 6 different types of point of sale machines. I believe they're point of sale machines or make a payment machines, right? And look at this. Is this some kind of plastic thing over his finger? You know what? I might have to invest in some of those. Those of you that know I'm a germaphobe. Anyway, yeah, so this was a big deal. It was a big deal. And so it was pretty jam-packed too. And look at all the media back there. So it started off a good day. And let me tell you, it didn't end. Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. So today, the full blog post, you see the title there, right? Final warning and immediate implementation. Washington draws red lines for Baghdad. And then a further part of a longer title, no more leniency. So they spoke on the phone, Marco Rubio, and I just can't bring myself to call him Secretary of State. I guess eventually, if we're here long enough, it will come out. But I don't even call Sudani Prime Minister Sudani. I call him Sudani, right? But anyway, so you might want to read this. But I wanted to show you. I just want to summarize because I don't think I posted on the 25th. Did I? I don't know. Maybe I did. But I know one thing I didn't say. They brought back Kadhimi. Remember Kadhimi? He was the cool, always out in the street. He was the prime minister for 1 year, right? He was a temporary. He knew going in he was only going to be there 1 year. But they flew him in with, I think, with heavy military escort, for lack of a better word. So I think they are using him. Okay, and then I wanted to cover this. This is Steve. I'm gonna call him Steve Witwicky, but that's from Transformers. What is his name? Witkoff. Okay, so I'll try to remember his real name, but I like calling him Witwicky better. All right, so there's all these things going on that I think are all connected somehow. So that guy Witwicky and Marco Rubio and whoever else is considered to be the envoy, they were supposed to go to the Middle East, which is more than one place, but Iraq. And they were going to have a meeting. But then there was a breakthrough with Zelensky, right? Well, it seemed there was a breakthrough, but then that fell apart. But so Rubio and Witkoff, they put their trip off. And then I thought Zelensky was coming here today, but now he's moved his trip to Friday, right? So, because in Iraq's news, they watch the Ukraine-Russia conflict, right? so heavily, it must affect them somehow. Okay, then, so keep all of that together. Then, seemingly out of the blue, Ham, there's an errorist group, right? I'm leaving out some letters, right? Ham with two letters at the end. They're like, yeah, we'll give you 4 more bodies, right? But I think they're getting live people, right? In exchange for 4 bodies. So I don't know. I just think there's a lot of negotiating going on behind the scenes. I think perhaps it was not going well. So they're like, let's bring back the guy that the T-Man likes so much. There he is. Isn't he just cool? He's got a nice jacket on and a scarf. He wears expensive watches. They called him out on it too. But anyway, to arrange the papers with the Americans, revealing the reasons for Kadhimi's return to Baghdad. Alright, so you could read that if you like, but he was invited, someone invited him to come back to exploit. That's the word the article uses. See it right there? To exploit his positive relationship with the Americans. So, and then he was on TV. He picked a very specific TV show to go on, and he's holding up these papers, and I don't know what the papers are. Are they some of the people are speculating that it's more. Remember, they had that big deal about the theft of the century, and this like Sudani's government kind of thinks Kadhimi was in on it. But it's very strange, and that's just par for the course with this, right? And so they can only show us what they can show us, right? But definitely things are going on. Definitely we are in a place we've never been before. All these other people have come out and announced that Iraq was international, right? But Ali Alak said it to a crowd of people, probably international people. It's in black and white. It doesn't get any better than that, in my opinion. All right. So I think that's it. So like I said, I'm just summarizing that because I want to keep this to 30 minutes. And all of this, they're showing all of this on their TV. In the news, right? So the people are seeing it. All right. So now that is, and again, here's my one commercial, but I just want to say thank you. It's amazing. I mean, I know we've had the internet for however many years, but just, it still blows my mind. I can be sitting right here in my living room and be talking to people in Hawaii and Africa, and wow, just amazing. And I feel really appreciated. Thank you. Oh, so that's a link and that's the QR code. All right, so today, so here's another article chopped up with a different focus about them going international, right? We are working on creating a digital currency for the central bank to gradually replace paper currency. There was something in here. Oh, we are seriously considering establishing a data center in Iraq. They're going to need that. If, matter of fact, they probably already have it, right? Because cloud storage technology. And see, that's the wave of the future. Because we're going to AI takes a lot of energy, right? That's why Amazon and these others are trying to do little small nuclear plants. So here's some things that you could look into this is not financial advice, but just for the future, the data centers, but the data centers need cooling apparatuses. So the companies that make cooling things that cool servers and such, right? Because I don't know. That's about all the technological speak you're going to get from me. And then what's the other thing? The data center. So the companies have to buy the real estate that the building's on, right? But the AI takes a lot of energy, and then they're scooping up data, right? So that's why you have to be careful what kind of inquiries you put in there, because they're noting that, right? They talk about China being, oh, they're tracing everything. Yeah, and so are you. But anyway, so yeah, they're going for it. Digital currency, get cashless, and get in a data center. All right, so let's see. Here's America first. Nope, Iraq comes first, right? And this isn't the first time we've heard them do that. So there was a herbal forum. Yeah, look, during the third. Here, I'm reading here. Oh wait, did I read the title? I didn't. I just said the one part. Okay. Prime Minister, the government was keen to follow the policy of Iraq comes first principle. So, this third herbal forum, it was pretty fancy, but Sudani didn't go. He did a speech via video. All right. And this is not the speech. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. All right. But it was here. I like these words here. We are on the cusp of bilateral negotiations with the countries that are members of the international coalition to develop frameworks for cooperation in confronting terrorism. See the word there? Terrorism. To ensure security and stability for Iraq and the region. So that means our troops are staying. All right. So here it's blatant, right? After Rubio's call, Sudani discusses investment obstacles with oil companies. And there they are. I would get claustrophobic in that room. Look how, I don't even like looking at the picture. Anyway, so you can read that if you like, but there's something more. Oh, this is good too. The National Bank of Iraq wins the Excellence Award from Citibank. Citibank is always the last to leave, and they're the first to come back. So they must have a special bond with Iraq. So they got some award. You can read that if you like. Let's see. Look at this. Retirement confirms the imminent completion of the fifth batch of transactions for former Army retires. So these retirees, these people are getting either 5 years or 5 seasons, 5 something that's been held up. They're going to get that money. Orders will be completed soon with the addition of danger allowances. Danger. And then when they do all of that, Sudani wants them paid current during Ramadan. During Ramadan and before Eid al-Fitr. I'm sure I'm probably not saying that right. But if you don't know what Eid al-Fitr is, it's a 3-day holiday directly after Ramadan. All right? So yeah, will it be, if it's back pay, does it have to be at the new rate, or can it be at the rate that it should have been at that time? I don't know. Okay, here's another. So the private banks are not as advanced as the state banks. That's just how it is. They have a phase that they go through. They do the CBI, then they do the government banks, then they do the private banks, and then they do the Islamic banks. But we are definitely in forward movement, progression, whatever, a place we've never been before. Okay, now look at this. I still don't know what this is. And I thought maybe an article would come out with the words. I even said, Iraq, if you're listening. I put no words yet, but I sure would like them. So, oil addresses of all companies to confirm 315 contracts. So there's a document. And look how weird, right? It's stamped all over. There's some crazy writing right here and a circle. Like what is that? But I was able to I was able to translate it. But it's goofy. It's a goofy translation, and probably because of these stamps and this, it throws off the translator. But it's definitely something that they put out. All right, so I think that's good too, even though I don't know exactly what it is, and I'm hoping maybe tomorrow there'll be an article explaining what it is. All right, what is this? So here, all of a sudden, they're talking about the 2024 budget with the IMF. Iraq discusses with the International Monetary Fund, which is IMF, controlling expenditures and the 2024 budget. So, there's words here, but I doubt that's what they were really talking about. Basically, they want them to keep increasing the non-oil revenue. So here's a different, same in support of the economy. The Minister of Finance discusses banking reforms with the IMF. So this is a little different translation, maybe easier to read. So I put 2 there, and that's good. Excuse me. That's good. So everything is just good today. Even the threats, the pressure, I think that's good because it forces them to make a move. Either way, it's like we're stagnant, right? Like I said the other day, we take a step forward and then we rest for 2 weeks, right? Then we take a half step forward and then we rest for 2 weeks. And they're like, no, we're done with that. So here, efficiency in line with global economic changes. So here's another. Washington tightens the financial noose on Baghdad. Messages and goals. So you could read this. Things that they want them to focus on. Reducing Iranian influence in Iraq. It looks long, but it's really not. So look at this. Russia-Ukraine war ends. Will Iraq pay the price for the T-man's focus on Iran? I don't know. Sometimes the little brother has just got to get one in, right? Maybe a good hit. Maybe, what's that movie with the real pretty lady? Oh, I can't think of it. It's so funny too. We still use quotes from it. It's the goofy guy and the real pretty lady. But the goofy guy's little brother is like this total jerk, right? Jock guy. And they play this hockey game down in the basement. And the little dorky guy, he wins. One time, right? Because the real pretty girl was with him. I hope somebody knows what movie I'm talking about, because I surely cannot remember the name of it. But I like that movie. Anyway, all right. So hopefully, getting back to Iraq and Iran, right? Iraq being the little brother, break away, man. We'll support you. So here's the last sentence of that article. Iraq's ability to balance between Iran and the U.S. remains a crucial factor in the country's stability in the coming period. And is this a different? Yes, this is yet another article. We're almost done though. Iraq between Washington in Tehran. Will it achieve its independence or become an arena of conflict? Dun dun dun. So yeah, you can read that. This one is long, I will tell you. My favorite part, I think I bolded. Yeah, the conclusion, of course, but I don't think that is. Oh, it is. Is Iraq able to influence its destiny? So if you don't read in the other part, read that. The conclusion, and then another thing, which I guess is good, right? So Trade Bank of Iraq stops cash withdrawals via ATMs outside Iraq. So it's just the cash withdrawals. It's not, they can still buy things, they can swipe, and what's the other thing you do? Buy on the internet, shop online, e-commerce. So, because why? It was being abused. People were getting the cards and then giving them to someone else and taking out cash, and the cash was probably going to Iran, right? But, or some people think they're cutting it off for the rate, but it, it doesn't make sense that they would just limit cash withdrawals, right? It's still the same rate whether you are doing a purchase or taking cash out, so I don't know. I'm going to skip that one. This is more about the oil, and I mean, what more else can I say until it actually starts? But if you want to read that, you can. Okay, and here again, so they brought out Mohammed Saleh like they always do, and he stresses the importance of electronic payment in the digital transformation in Iraq. Oh, and I did read just a little bit. 46.1 million Iraqis. That's what what the census discovered. That's their final countdown. Even though it's not a countdown. Their final count, 46.1. But guess what? Don't believe that. Because Kirkuk and the other, what do they call them? They have another name. Independent territories, I think. They claim they didn't get counted. So I don't know. That's interesting. All right. Anyway, so this is another good article, but I know it's overwhelming. And then here is the UN. Is this the UN guy? No, Parliamentary Finance. Parliamentary Finance guy says digital transformation in banks is progressing at an accelerating pace. And it is. And I bet you Sudani's still not happy with the pace that it's taking. So I have this indicating the goal is to strengthen the banking system after a period of previous procrastination. You think? That has been addressed. Expressing his hope that the banking system will develop for the better. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Oh no, I forgot to put the other article. I did. What was it about? It was a video of an interview. You know what? Hold on. Okay, I'm back. You know what? I'm not going to post it. I'm just going to show you. And I don't think the video's here. But I will, in post-production, I'll put this on the blog. So it will be the second to the last thing on the blog. So it says government measures have not succeeded in controlling the exchange rate and market prices. And it's two guys they're talking to. And it's a weird translation, right? If you try to read it, even for me, it's hard to follow. But I wanted to show you this reflects the weakness of mechanisms of control and coordination, economic coordination, right, and constitutes an additional burden on the economy. And then, so he talks about all this stuff meet the requirement at the real dollar price. Replacing the dollar is one of the most important factors, which hinders traders' access to the currency. Okay, it's coming. It's blue. Here we go. Corrupt people are hindering the process. So see, with all the good things that are going on, they know, the Iraqis know. But I think these were two economists they were speaking with. But the Iraqis know there's corruption still. So yeah. And I normally I tell you guys that the video is in Arabic, so you don't need to watch it. But this one is one where they have the images of the stacks and stacks of dinars, how they take them out of the bank now. All right, yeah. So that's it. No, well, that's not it. The last thing, we have an article about Venezuela, and you know that I just am in such disbelief that we're going to be able to exchange, right? But they keep having more and more articles come out that is helping my unbelief. So will the T-Man pivot on Venezuela? And so it's oilprice.com. That's where I like to get articles about oil and other things too. Green energy, what's the electric vehicles. So if you don't, you know, if you have some extra time on your hands, you should stop by. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't get paid by them. Nothing. I just like to tell people about them. Yeah, so if you hold the Venezuela Boulevard, you might want to read that article, and that is the final article. It's at the very bottom of the blog. For those who don't want to look at all the other articles, you just quickly want to get to the end. There it is. And I'll delete all this extra space. I don't know why that's there. All right, so thank you. I hope you had a good day. I had a good day. It was nice and hot today. I don't like cold. I don't like cold. I don't like cloudy days. I like when the sun's out and like 75 to 80 degrees. So, yeah. All right. I'm not going to belabor it. Get some rest. Tomorrow's a new day. And who knows what it will bring. But we'll be here to face it together, right? Well, you know, well, I'm not going to say what I want to say. But, all right. So, accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay on your bills. And if there's a like, subscribe. Thank you for you guys telling me the thumbs up is the like. Because, you know, I've been saying thumbs up. And a couple of people were like, it's like, that's likes. Subscribe, follow, join. Yeah, if you like, you know, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm doing this until I'll do this until we go to the bank, right? Because then after that, then there'll be other stuff to study, but I won't be. I will disappear. I'll be a vapor in the wind. All right. So, well, from YouTube. If you're on the other platform that I'm on, I won't disappear from there. All right. So thank you. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon, whatever time frame it is for you right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just, I appreciate all of you, all the kind words and gifts. It really means a lot to me. All right. Until next time. That was my phone that went off.